Thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Gia. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about ascension symptoms that you may experience as you are transitioning into the new body system, the new crystalline light body. What happens is that as you raise in vibration, depending on how much of inner work that you've been doing, healing process you've gone through, really doing your inner homework, you might experience shifts within your body and it might come out in symptoms. So in this video, I want to share with you guys 7 symptoms that you might have experienced or might experience and how to use these symptoms as an inner guidance system so you can really make use of it rather than becoming a victim of it. The first one that I want to talk about is your food intake. So your body will begin to speak to you, and more importantly, you're more willing to hear it as you're beginning to really do your inner work, paying attention to your reality, paying attention to your emotions and your body. So your body will give you hints as to what kind of vibration that it's wanting. So for example, you might no longer be able to eat or take in any kind of food that you might have been able to take in the past. If you're really tuned into your body, you might just have an immediate knowing that certain foods is not for you in that moment. And I really encourage you to use this body response and your intuitive knowing to listen to your body and decide and discern what food that you want to take in. Generally speaking, when you're raising in your vibration, you're going to naturally resonate with higher vibrational foods. So plant-based food, organic foods, raw food, fresh foods in general, rather than being drawn to certain type of instant food or processed foods, heavy, dense meat foods. And if you do go along with certain lower vibrational foods, then you might have an immediate reaction to these foods, whether physically or also emotionally, where you immediately feel very dense, heavy, sluggish, and just lack of focus and clarity in your mind in general. So really pay attention to where you're vibrating at and how certain foods can really help you in your process of integrating into the new body system. I also want to bring out the eating habit changes, whereas you might eat a lot less than you used to, or you might eat a lot more than you used to. If you're eating a lot less than you used to, then it can mean a number of things. One of which could be that in general, you might be using less energy, which means that your vibrational or your emotional level might be at a rather higher state where you no longer or less frequently experience stress, frustration, or all those heavy emotions that really drains our energy. Because you're tuned into higher vibrational emotions and frequency, your body might not be needing so much foods as an energy source. So that being said, again, there's no need to make ourselves eat more or make ourselves eat less. So your body might be telling you that maybe this is the change that's happening and maybe I don't need as much food that I used to. And this can help you maintain your vibrational frequency and raise your vibrational frequency. This might also indicate that you might be connecting to natural source of energy, meaning you might be really receiving energy simply from your ability to tune into bliss vibration or love vibration or just effortless way of life. It might also mean that your energetic field and your chakras are opening up so that you're able to actually take in natural source of energy from simply being out in nature and breathing in and out, or from exposing yourself to sunlight energy. If you're eating more than you used to, that can also indicate a lot of different things. I'm simply laying out different examples of what they might mean, but it's really important for you to really go deeper into what this might mean for you personally. And this is how we use our symptoms as a guidance system. So if you happen to be eating a lot more than you used to, one way to look at it potentially is to look at your emotional level. Oftentimes when we're going through our ascension process, we're also going very deeply into our emotional wounds, our trauma that might be still somewhere within our body system, within our energetic system, for us to be able to process it and to release. And this process can be quite challenging for a lot of us because it really allows us to feel our emotions that we have been avoiding for years. Because this process can be exhausting and challenging, our body might require more energy for us to be able to balance what has been used up, the energy that's been used up. So that's okay. Be gentle with yourself and be kind to yourself, and ask your body what will be the most beneficial foods for you to eat after all this healing process that you've gone through. One tip that I want to give you is that sometimes when we are diving deeper into some of the heavy emotions that we're working towards releasing, for example, trauma, shame, guilt, some of these very dense emotions, it's possible that we might be drawn to dense foods that resonates with the emotion that you're experiencing at that moment. So before you jump into that bodily reaction that you're receiving, that impulse, take a moment to ask yourself if whatever you're choosing to eat is for your highest good, or if this is a momentary impulse that you're drawn to, which reflects your current emotional state. The next symptom that I want to bring up is physical ailments. There are so many different types of ailments or pain symptoms that you might experience, but to make it a little bit more simplified, pay attention to repeating symptoms, repeating pain, or repeating ailments. You might have had these ailments or pain in the past and it might have been released, but you might see it coming back to you and you might be thinking, why is this coming back? I thought I already worked on this. Sometimes these symptoms may come back if there is a part within you that can really go through a deeper level of healing or deeper level of release. So it's very important to be gentle with yourself and be kind to yourself in this process, and know that you're not the only one who might be experiencing these repeating symptoms that you thought you might have released in the past. If you resonate with this message, I did create a video that guides you deeper into your physical pain and exploring the root emotional cause. I will put the link above and below if this is something that you're called to dive deeper into. We all heal very differently, and we all process emotions and our trauma very differently. So it can really range from rashes to back pain to injuries to so many different things. So this is one of the reasons why it's very important to do our personal inner work to be able to tune into our body through meditations. The next symptom that I want to talk about is sleep. So it's very common to experience irregular sleep patterns, but it's also very common to experience sudden sleepiness or sudden fatigue. I kind of see this as my body's way of saying, okay, I need to process something. There's something going on within me, and it can be done with a lot more ease when my body is put to sleep and to go through my healing process on an astral level. We're often programmed to go and get into that productive mode. And when we have this programmed pattern, many of us are likely to not listen to our body is needing, which is rest. It's important to put your own priorities first, even though sometimes that can be very challenging to do that. But try it and see what happens. It can create a different reality for you if you really shift that pattern that you have currently. Sleep can be a very powerful source of healing. Through sleep, we're connected directly into our unconscious realm, which means by being in the astral level, we might go through emotional healing. And this can be one of the great ways to allow yourself to go through that natural healing process. You might wake up feeling like you have no idea what happened, but you might just simply feel a lot more rejuvenated, a lot clearer in your mind, and just sense of lightness in your body. And there's no need to analyze or logically understand everything that's going on. And often when we have this need to understand everything and make sense of everything, it leads to frustration, and they can immediately lower our vibration in that moment as well. So it's very important to allow us to be okay with not knowing and just simply flow with what's next for you in your life. The next ascension symptom that I want to share with you is sensitivity to crowded areas or public areas. As we raise our vibration and become more conscious and aware of other people and what's going on with us internally and externally, in the beginning it might be quite overwhelming, or you might feel an energy overload. People seem to experience this on various levels. Some of you might simply go out to a crowded area and come home and feel very grumpy or very sluggish or very tired without really knowing what happened. Some of us might know exactly what's going on when you are outside. You might immediately feel the overwhelm or the overload within your energetic field. And especially for empath, some of us might be a lot more sensitive to other people's vibrations or just vibrations within space, within places and buildings as well. So gaining awareness and learning to transmute energy or preserve our energetic field can be very helpful. I created a video on transmutic energetic field for empath. If you resonate with it, I'll put the link above and below for you to tune into. And now I want to move on to dreams. During ascension process, you might experience various types of dreams. Today I'll focus on just a few different dreams. You might go into dreams that's really about clearing your emotional wound, relationship with other people, within yourself, within certain memories, within places, might be coming forth for you to become more aware of and to release. You might also have higher dimensional dreams or even experience astral projection. As you raise in vibration, you have the opportunity to visit different worlds that is not of physical reality that we usually know of, and also visit your loved ones that you might not be able to have physical contact with in your awake life. You might even have contact with your higher self through your dreams. You might have communication with angels, guides, your soul family. So these are all opportunities that we can encounter, especially when you drift into your sleep state at a higher vibrational state. So one practice that can be very helpful is to meditate or do some sort of practice where it raises your vibration before you drift into sleep, because the vibrational state that you're at when you sleep is going to resonate with the astral dimensions that you tap into. So I've recommended to people to do meditation, stay away from social media. That can be quite distracting for us. Listen to higher vibrational music or do a prayer or do a mantra, whatever it is that you personally resonate with that works for you, that helps you raise the vibration before drifting into sleep. The last ascension symptom that I want to share with you guys has to do with your ability to tap in and out of higher dimensions. When we raise in our vibration, a lot of us can actually feel it physically in our bodies and also emotionally. On an emotional level, we feel higher vibrational emotions like love, bliss, pleasure, joy. On a physical or sensory level, we might feel a lot lighter in our body, or just sense of effortlessness and flow in the way that we do our daily activities. And these are different ways that we can see where we are standing within our vibrational realities. So as you tap into higher vibrational state, you might experience receiving messages through higher dimensions. It could be through visions. It could be through just simply knowing an information that you have no idea where you got it from. It could come through numerology, different numbers. Also, one common thing is receiving visions through meditation. Especially when we're meditating, we're allowing ourselves to raise in our vibration. And these visions are way too vivid for it to be a simple imagination or visualization per se. Another way that you can recognize that you are in a higher dimensional state is when you experience timelessness. When we are flowing within this momentum or bliss experience from whatever that we're really focused on, where we're not distracted, we're not worried, we're purely focused on whatever it is that we are working on within this flow, then you might notice yourself feeling like you were in this task for an hour but only 5 minutes passed by, or vice versa. These are all examples of you tapping into higher dimensions moment to moment. And these moments can be a powerful guidance system that helps you recognize where you're vibrating at and where you're heading within your ascension path. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you have any questions about anything that I shared with you, if you have your personal experiences that you've had, I invite you to share that in the comment below and also make use of the discussion section of this channel. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.